Okay. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Jai. Kanti Mataji, welcome. All right, so we are going into our icebreaker question today. Speak your mind. Tell us the last time you lost something. Somebody's looking under the sofa, or what happened and what lesson you learned from that incident. What have you lost? Who wants to go? Anyone? What have you lost? What happened? What lesson you learned from that incident? Anything? Yes, Roja Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
In 2009, I lost my car actually.
What happened, Mataji?
Yeah, it was parked in front of my house, and then the next morning, I wanted to go to work. Right, I went to check, and then it wasn't there. Then I was in a daze whether I parked elsewhere, Then when I came to reality and it was really lost, then I lodged a police report and all. But I blocked it and everything. But it's just that I think they have some kind of device or what. They off the alarm and just took it away. Then couldn't find it after 6 months also. So they closed the case.
Yours is landed property, Mataji, with gated?
Yeah.
So there is no sign of gate breaking in?
No.
So do you remember you locking the
it
gate?
was outside my gate. We parked another car inside at the original gate, you see, at the porch. So after that, we had to renovate and then widen the whole thing so that 2 cars can go in.
Okay. So that's the lesson you learned, that you need to expand your compound.
Yeah, compound, and to be very careful. And I really don't know, maybe misfortune or and then one thing, by God's grace, they didn't enter my house,
Yeah,
I mean,
so
they
they
didn't harm
just made
anyone.
a fast one, right?
Yeah.
But you remember locking it?
Yeah, I remember locking it.
Okay, so I think that's the maximum that you can be careful about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unless there is a CCTV or what. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Mataji. Sorry for that. So, how, Mataji, how about the payment? I'm very curious to know what happens to the payment.
Oh, the payment, when we lodge the report, we don't have to pay anymore. They will give us the insurance, whatever insurance we have paid, right? So they give us back. Yeah, a certain amount only.
So you don't have to
continue payment, the installment. Yeah, you don't have to pay that.
Okay, and they never catch the culprit. They didn't manage to.
We do not know. Some say maybe the parts, they will cut into parts, it seems, and then they will do some kind of trading and all. We can never be able to locate
You'll never be able to get in one piece, right?
Yeah, you are right.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji, for sharing.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? What happened and what lesson you learned from that incident? Have you all lost money to scams? Or have you lost? Yeah, anyone?
I lost Hare Krishna.
Yes,
I lost Radharani picture.
Oh,
Krishna and Radharani picture.
How did that happen?
Because I get this one. They all give me to me in. I went to waterfall ISKCON temple. Then they all give me the first picture I got. This one, Krishna and Radharani. There's one laminate one, 2-inch by 3-inch. This small laminate picture. Krishna and Radharani. So I very precious. Every day when I chant, first time I chant to myself because I read Bhagavad Gita. I learn from Bhagavad Gita. I chant every day 3 rounds. But before chanting, I sure bow offer obeisances to Krishna and Radharani. Because I just, how I put, because just a small picture, laminate picture, just I put, there's my cupboard, because I show cupboard, two side mirror, that one mirror cupboard, and then in between put TV, and then on the top you can put something inside. I just got a gap there. I just put at the side there. I just tuck in like this, can stand. So I offer obeisances every day. Then because that time I was still working, then every Sunday I employ that one Indonesia maid and clean my house. So every Sunday I have to remember, sure, I keep this precious photo. This always keep it, every Sunday. Then one Sunday I forgot to keep it. Then then when the maid going back already, and then I think of my Krishna photo. Then I go and search for that. No more. Then I ask my children, wow, how can maybe the maid steal my photo because he's so beautiful, so colorful.
That's so bad.
Everywhere, So look and down my cupboard. I ask my children, you all take my photo or not, my big picture or not. They all said, no, we all never touch it. I know you always offer obeisances, we all didn't touch it. Then I can't find, up and down, cupboards, floor, everything can't find. Then about 1 week like that, one day, why you come back instead? Put it like that exactly. Don't know, because I offer obeisances through door already. So where no picture for me to offer obeisances. I through window, I can see the sky. I offer obeisances. The door there, I can see the sky. I kneel down and offer obeisances. Then 1 week, about 1 week, the picture will come back exactly like this. Then I ask my children, you all don't play a fool, you all hide it, then only you put back. They all said, no. So I forgot this incident. I said, my children, maybe they all don't want to admit. Then about 1 year plus already, or 2 years like that, one day, my telephone bill and my electric bill, only one electric bill. Don't know why, where I put. Lost already because due date already, end of the month already. I can't find. Wow, all from where? Then I sit down my sofa, because I in the dining room, the room. Then I sit down and say, Hare Krishna, where I put my electric bill, due date already, Hare Krishna, please help Hare Krishna. Then only when I stand up, I see, why my whole why was that paper? Then I go and see, there's electric bill. I think maybe the picture will come back. I think that's what Krishna helped me. Because every day I chant 3 rounds. Then I go to work every morning. I chant 3 rounds. Before I chant, God of Mercy one for Chinese one. Then I see, read Bhagavad Gita already. Totally. That one for when I was young, I chant until nearly 60 something, so long already. But want to change to Maha Mantra, very difficult for me, because I read, because you want to water the plant, you must water the root that you can supply all. And then I read the Buddhist one, only teach you how to behave, how to be merciful, how to help people, how to do charity. But there's a supreme personality of Godhead. He's the creator, and we are part and parcel of him. He created that one we read earlier. When I read Bhagavad Gita, because this one is in my office, they'll come and donate. Then I keep it for 12 years. I didn't read because I listened to my daughter say, Ravi Shankar, Shankar, can dictate this Bhagavad Gita, 4 years old. Then I remember I take it out. Wow, very yellowish already. Then I take it out and read. That's why I read already, I understand, because I read a lot of scripture from Buddhism one or whatever. Then, I read already, cannot stop. That's why I search for Krishna. In New Year time only, I got free because I have to work and do housework, everything, because I'm a single mother. Then I search for Krishna. Then I go to botanical garden there. There's a ISKCON temple. They all tell me botanical garden. Opposite the big temple, there's a row of houses. There's ISKCON there, Krishna there. Then only I can search. They all give me this picture. So precious. Then
I understand, Mataji, your feet. I think, sorry to interrupt you. I think Krishna is playing with you. Sometimes we hear this kind of pastimes from people who have deities. Sometimes suddenly some things go missing. Suddenly it comes back. Even in our temple, Jagannath also is like that. Sometimes suddenly the cup goes missing and the cup comes back.
So from that on, I know because Krishna helped me. Because because I'm a single mother, we have to work, and then there's my dining, my eating table, at the back one. The roof, hole, one big hole, water raining, heavy rain. Wow, all come down like this. The water, my the dining table, that one we have to eat every evening,
so sad.
Then how to do? I have to call somebody because my husband just passed away. Then how? Then I say, Hare Krishna, how? Hare Krishna, like that. Hare Krishna, entanglement and bondage, how? I'm afraid. Then suddenly stop, the water suddenly stop until now. You see, that's why I so believe in Krishna. I got faith in Krishna. That's
you
why.
Have very strong faith, and that is why he reciprocates. And it's the understanding is that to the level that we surrender, to that level that he will reciprocate. So in that sense, you are totally surrendered.
Yeah, because I so concentrate chanting with, like the book said, with words, body, and mind. I always chant until you can feel and you can chant until you peace of mind. When you peace of mind, your wisdom come. When you got wisdom come, then only you can got the realization. Realize you know what is right, what is correct, so you cannot do anything wrong. So this one, that's why we can liberate from this material bondage.
Wonderful. Haribol, Mataji. You're a very good preacher, and I think I should. Are you with the Yashoda Mai Mataji? Are you preaching to the Chinese devotees?
Yeah, sometimes I preach there, because I give Bhagavad Gita book, I show this to them, and they all listening. They all are very eager to what I speak. They all believe what I speak. The 5 basic truths. How is that? Then I speak to them. They all believe and listen to me. Very concentrating. Then I give him.
Guru Maharaj will be very pleased. When Guru Maharaj comes here, I'm definitely going to talk about you too, Guru Maharaj. I have not spoken about it. I'm definitely
going to different. The lizard also, the ant also, we don't kill already. The lizard come when you eat, sure come 1 or 2 or 3 come. I give them right. They all sure take it. Don't frighten of me. 2 or 3 lizard. They all sure come and come to my table one.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Okay.
So we may lose some material things like car keys or cars, some money, some properties. Okay, so these are material things. Okay, they are temporary, so that the tendency for them to leave us is very high. Okay, the chances are there for them to leave us one point of time or other, or eventually they will be gone from our hands. So we have no control, or we can't guarantee that something is going to be in our hand forever. Everything gets lost over a period of time. Agree? So everybody agree on this, right? So this week's discussion is whether if there is anything eternal at all, if there is something in our hand that will last forever, that will never ever go. We will never have to find it under the sofa, under the table. We don't have to do that. Okay, so we will find out what is that thing that will last forever. So before that, we have to recap a few things from our week 11. So our topic on week 11 was Ante Narayana Smriti. Anybody can tell me what was the meaning? What's the meaning of this Ante Narayana Smriti? If you can remember something from week 11. Come on. We have 9 students here today. Haribol, Hare Krishna. What is the meaning of Ante Narayana Smriti? Or whatever we have learned in week 11. Let's see. Param Prabhu, do you remember what we studied in week 11?
I'm trying to recall. Hold on. Give me some-
Okay. Try. Siapa lagi? Saras. I'm gonna rename Saras K Mataji 1 and 1 Mataji Saras. K Saras. Okay. K Saras Mataji, do you remember? Did you attend the class on week 11?
Yes, Mataji, but then today I'm outstation. I couldn't remember also. Busy with Deepavali work.
Okay.
Very sorry. I didn't bring my book also. I'm staying in my sister's house now.
Okay, what can you recall? Anything, any pictures or anything, Mataji, anything at all. Week 11. Narayana means Lord. Smriti means remembering. So let me reveal some pictures and see whether.
Please repeat that again.
Narayana means God. Smriti means remembrance.
Mataji, can you try?
Yes, Vasugi Mataji.
If we remember Krishna at the time of death, then our life will be very successful.
Yes, you got the point. Very good. Okay, so let's look at this picture here. Okay, so let's look at this picture here. So why, okay, we started with week 8, like this theme, right? Started from week 8. Week 8, we did reincarnation. So why do we take in reincarnation? Why reincarnation happens? Why?
I'm not qualified to reach Krishna.
Okay, why?
Because of the sins you've done.
Only sins?
Your action.
Is it only sins?
Also your service and all that included lah. Not enough.
Come on, Prabhu. More clear? Is it only sinful activities make this picture, week 9? Who wants to try? Who else want to try? Look at this picture, week 9. Why reincarnation happens? It's because of this. So Param Prabhu said due to sinful activities. So my question, is it only sinful activities? Come on. You have to enter today's topic. This one is last week's topic.
According to your past deed, your past and your
Past
karma.
karma.
Your past karma.
Okay.
Past karma not clean.
Okay, I want more specific. Right now, you all are expert already. You all have to just tap that word to come out from your hidden corners of the brain, the memory. Vasugi, Mataji. Only sinful activities make us take reincarnation? Oh, what's that? Somebody watching movie? Param Prabhu caught you red-handed. Okay, question. Why do we take birth? Is it only sinful activities? Siapa expert sini?
Oh, can I say karma not exhausted?
Yeah. Okay, you got the right word, Prabhu, not exhausted. I want you to tell me what karma is that. Could you elaborate? Hey, Saras Mataji, would you like to try?
Try.
Okay, no. Yeah, Param Prabhu, would you like to try? You got that term right, not exhausted. So what is that? That's not exhausted. Karma is a very big term. Karma could be work, could be effect. So what is that?
Service
That's
to,
not exhausted.
to the Lord.
That's not. No, that is devotional service.
Yeah, devotional service.
It's not. No, it's not that.
Nice and impious
The-
activity.
Okay, Mataji, could you explain that?
Pious
Just one line or
and,
two line enough.
and impious activity.
So just now Param Prabhu say we are taking birth because of sinful activities, which is impious activity that you said. So is it only impious activity that make us take birth again and again? Yes or no?
Yes,
Okay.
because
Those who cannot access to the audio, but few of you shared that you'll be just an active listener, you can put your answers in the chat. So in that way, I know you are interacting and you're engaging. Okay, so I want you to try your best to engage as well. So my question here is that, is it only sinful activities make us take birth? Yes or no? If yes, okay. If no, why? Come on, please use up the chat box. I know it's been like 2 weeks of break, but please. Only Yashoda Priya Mataji and Param Prabhu actively answering. Saras K Mataji. Is it true that only sinful activities make us take rebirth?
I think so.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Kanti Mataji, are you there? Would you like to?
Yes, yes. Yes,
What is
Mataji.
your answer, Mataji?
No,
Okay.
pious and impious, both.
Okay, so impious, generally we understand we have done bad things, so we have to come back to suffer the bad reactions. But why pious, Mataji? Can you explain that?
Attachment.
Who can explain why pious activity also we must come back? Why? Why? This example I've given so many times.
because unsuccessful.
What else? What else? It's high time for you all to tell me the answer.
Is it due to attachment?
Okay, no, Prabhu.
No.
Okay, yeah, attachment. Yes, attachment to the results. Okay, so that's why we tend to do a lot of things, and sometimes, fortunately, it end up giving us good results. Unfortunately, sometimes it gives us bad results. So now, question is, why even good results also we have to take birth? Why?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Tachayani Mataji.
Is the time of death, what are we thinking? Who are
No.
we thinking? And when we are dying, are we thinking about Krishna or we are thinking about other things? That's why sometimes I think I've read a story. Say, if you're saying Krishna, when you're dying, you're praying to Krishna, you're saying the Maha Mantra, you're reading about the moment of death, you will go back to Gokulam. But if you are thinking of other things, so you're going to come back.
Right. Very good, Mataji. So you have got the summum bonum of our recap. It's very good, Mataji. But I have a question here. Why we are coming back even if we have done pious activities in our life? That is my billion-dollar question now. Who can answer that? Generally, people would want to avoid doing bad things because they know, okay, if I do bad things, I'm going to get bad karma. How about people who are doing good things? Why they have to come back? Why do they have to come back? Why? Why are they coming back?
Was it the past karma too big to clear in one life?
Sorry, Prabhu, can you repeat?
Past karma too big to clear in one life.
Clear. Okay, so when you say clear, are you referring to the sinful activities or the pious activities? What
everything.
Okay, so why pious activities also we must clear? Why? You don't want to keep it?
Because we didn't surrender to Krishna lotus feet. So we didn't go to spiritual life. So we have all immaterial life. So we have to come back.
Okay. So to come back to enjoy the credits. That's all. That's all. You go to work, you get your salary, so you have to bring it back home and have fun with your family. So why you have to do that? Because you earned it and you want to enjoy it. As long as you're working, you are going to get paid, and as long as you have money, you're going to enjoy. Remember the example I always give you all, like how you earn, you have saved it in your deposit box, and then you go travel anywhere, and after the money comes back finished, then you have to come back. But when you come back, you get good life, good education, good environment. So you enjoy that as a result of your pious activities in your previous life. So whether it's a bad activity or a good activity, the results you have to come and enjoy or suffer until it's fully cleared, like Param Prabhu said. You have to clear it. Okay, remember that movie I told you all, Arunachalam, remember or not? Money is a good thing, but at that point of time, he should not have money in his hand. Otherwise, he will not achieve certain goals, right? So that is the case. All right, just because it's a good result, it doesn't mean that you can endeavor to accumulate it again and again, over and over and over. So the goal is to nullify it, zeroize it. Okay, so that means you reduce your material activities and you increase your devotional service. This is how you can zeroize it. Otherwise, another way is you can go on engaging with your material activities, just your consciousness you tweak into for the pleasure of Krishna. I'm going to work for the pleasure of Krishna. Engage the money for the pleasure of Krishna. I have children, I raise them as like a spiritual children. That is a engagement in Krishna conscious. So in this way, you will not accumulate that karma or pious karma. You will get spiritual benefit. Okay, devotional service. Okay, so I hope you understand that, and you can explain to people that it's not only bad karmic reaction that's bringing you to the material world. It's not only bad karmic reactions. You have to remember this, and you have to try to explain this and share this to people so that you remember. Even when you do good things, charity, solely to help people and to get satisfaction for yourself, then that is pious activity. And to enjoy the result, you have to come back. Okay, when you come back, you just don't appear from thin air, isn't it? You have to take birth, you have to, you have to be suffering inside a small womb in your mother's stomach. All right, and then the process of the giving birth is painful, and then the growing old, and getting diseases and dying. So all this pain will come whether you have accumulated sinful activities results or pious activities result. Okay, only difference is that whether you enjoy or you suffer. That's the only difference, but you are coming back again and again. So I hope you all remember this. Okay. Okay, so we did certain yes.
I want to say
Prabhu.
something, Mataji. This one I wanted to say
Yes,
just now.
Prabhu.
I see there is no indicator where you are, see, on your karmic level. So
never
it's
know.
difficult to judge.
Yeah, so don't overthink. What I can tell is you are definitely making progress. You have started coming to temple, you are doing service. You can actually basically gauge yourself from how you were a year ago or 2 years ago. You see how far you have come. How much, the only way some acharyas explain how do we gauge whether we have advanced or not. One way is to see how much attached or detached we are from things that we used to love. Material, let's say we were like a car freak. Okay, every model we want to get it, or you want to improvise your car so much. Then later on, okay, it's just a material thing, it will come today, tomorrow it will go. So if you are developing this kind of detachment gradually, car is just a crude example, yeah, it could be anything, money or any achievements. Okay, your desire to get something, probably it was so intense previously, but now you are more calm, you are more sober. So if you have that kind of improvement, then you have actually progressed. And how much of your desire has been detached from material things to spiritual life. So this is how you gauge, oh yeah, last time I used to be like this, now I'm like this. So, and I'm not feeling bad about it. I don't think I'm missing anything. Okay, So your mind is not dwelling on that material things anymore. Your mind is more attached to Krishna or God or spiritual life, that kind of thing. So if you are spending more time in reading and hearing spiritual topic compared to material activity, then there is an improvement. So you are improving in that sense. Okay, but how exactly we know how much karma we have cleared? We wouldn't know. But Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, do not surrender unto me. Do not fear. He said, I will release you from all sinful reactions, because generally people are not worried about pious reactions. They don't really worry about it because they're going to enjoy it, but they are very worried about sinful reactions. And that is why Krishna picked that term and said in and give his guarantee in Bhagavad Gita that I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. So don't worry about that. Just keep on going, doing the devotional service that you are doing right now. Okay. All right. So one example that we did cover in week 10 is offering to the Lord. It's a very simple way of engaging in devotional service. And then the last round, our latest week coverage was Ante Narayana Smriti, means always remembering Krishna at the time of death, especially at the time of death. Okay, so again, our previous week classes is based on how karma is the cause of reincarnation. Remember, karma can be good or bad, so both can cause reincarnations. And then we saw a practical example of executing bhakti. Okay, and week 11 we saw how bhakti will stop us from taking birth again and again, which is the reincarnation. And you know, we are 8:40 and we are just at recap. Okay, this very basic thing, and it shouldn't be very difficult to understand the concept. But don't be surprised that so many people might not know this, because they always try to avoid the sinful activities, but not the pious activities. Okay, pious activities by itself is good, but it is still binding to the material world. So if you think by doing good things you can get moksha, unfortunately, that's not the case. Okay. All right. Okay. So we went through this. What is the final exam? The deathbed is our final exam. Why? Because the thoughts of that at the time of death is super important, super important. Okay, because what you think, that's the body or consciousness that you will attain in the next life. And how do we achieve that? How do we sit for exam? We have to study for the whole year, for the whole semester. Okay, so like this, to sit for the exam of death, we have to practice our entire life. Okay, so devotional service. Practice what? Practice devotional service. It's a natural instinct of every living entity. Remember, I was giving example, even the aborigines, they worship moon, sun, sea, mountains, trees. So submitting to something more powerful is a natural tendency in all living beings. Okay, and then we saw some devotional service in practice. And how many are there? How many main devotional services are there? We covered last week, the previous time, throughout our level 1, level 2. How many?
9.
Who can tell? 9. Yes. Can I have at least the first 3, please?
Shravanam, Chanting, Kirtanam, and no Smaranam.
Okay. Sravanam is what, Mataji?
Hearing.
Very good. Kirtanam, chanting.
Vishnu Smaranam, remembering.
Remembering, very good. Okay, is there anybody can tell the rest of it? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. This is worship. Archanam, right? This is Archanam. Vandanam. This is Lord Hanuman, Dashyam. This is Krishna's friends, Sakyam. So this is how you remember. Sakyam means friends. Dashyam means servant. And this is Pada Sevana. Can you see Mother Goddess of Fortune massaging the feet of the Lord? So it's Pada Sevanam. And finally, Mahabali Chakravarti Bhakti. He is surrendering his entire self to Lord Vamana. Who can tell me what is the last one? Surrendering everything. Atma. Yeah, Atma Nivedanam. Okay, very good. So we are continuing our discussions on the importance of Bhakti. So again, we saw how to attain perfection of life in order to stop the cycle of birth and death. So Bhakti can stop that. All right, so I left you all on this cliffhanger for week 12. What if you are unsuccessful in attaining perfection in Bhakti Yoga? Then what happens? So this is what we are going to discuss. So you are chanting, you are reading, you are attending Bhagavad Gita, you're going to temple doing the service. Then you ask question, what if suddenly I think I have not perfected my Bhakti Yoga? Then what happens? What happens to all my efforts? All my Friday evenings? What happens to that? Okay. We will see that in our topic today, Eternity of Bhakti. Okay, so this is the answer. What happens to the Bhakti that you have practice all this while? You're every Friday or every Sunday, every day. Okay, some people every day you're chanting, you're offering, you're reading, you're hearing. Okay, and you're speaking and you're preaching. So what happens to all that? So we have Vasiki Mataji to share some words. Mataji, you can take a couple of minutes. So it's your own understanding. So don't worry. Don't worry about being wrong or whatever. Okay, we are sharing here. Okay, Mataji. Yeah. Can you be louder, Mataji?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, now clear.
In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Okay, so from here, Mataji, what I can understand is that in this Krishna consciousness and Bhakti life, there is no loss or disadvantages with the continuous practices like chanting and some devotional services. It will actually cause us to be more closer to Krishna, in which Krishna will protect us from any kind of possible harm. So this is what I understand. I'm sorry if I'm wrong.
No, you're not.
Okay, done, Mataji. This is what I understand from this.
So basically you say Krishna will protect us from any harm. Would you like to elaborate a little bit? What harm is that? Because here Krishna used the most dangerous type of fear. So you also have used the term harm. What does that exactly mean? What do you think? What kind of harm that could be the dangerous type of fear? What are we so fearful about?
Fear of losing someone.
Okay, what else?
Fear of,
yeah. Tell Mataji.
Fear of death.
Fear of death. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Losing faith in Krishna. Okay, what else? Anybody else would like to help? What are we worried about? Param Prabhu, what are you worried about? Fear of
coming back to this world.
Very good. Coming back to this world. Okay, I would say that as a
take birth animal.
yes, right. Okay, so there are 2 points. Oh, Mataji, why did you break the suspense? I wanted to ask question. Yes.
You said anyone can answer. So you didn't.
I wanted to comment on Param Prabhu's answer first. That's right. Okay, no problem, Mataji. That's okay. So let me repeat that. Okay, first Param Prabhu answered he's fearful of taking birth, and because you have to die. Taking birth is the fear. All right. Now, about taking birth, some people they might be happily aiming, next time I want to be a dancer. There's one time my aunt said, next time I want to be born just as a dancer. Okay, so some people they think that taking birth, it's like totally in your control, that you can be whatever you want, wherever you want to be born in. Sadly, that is not the fact, right? It's very difficult because you cannot know how you're going to control your mind at the time of death. All right, only Krishna said, think of Krishna and everything will be safe. Okay, that is the safest thing to think. All right, because your whole life you have to practice bhakti, and at the end of the life, Krishna willing, we can think of Krishna and we will go back to Krishna Loka or some other alternative, which we will see much later. Okay, so one fear is taking birth. All right, because you're going to get stuck in the samsara, in this ocean of material miseries again and again. Number two, okay, let's say you take birth as a human, and then you say, okay, this birth, I'm not able to be a good devotee. I want to be a full-time devotee in my next birth, right from the moment I'm born. Okay, if you have that kind of aim, may Krishna bless us by giving us the right facility, by the right association, by the right teacher, by the right peer, right friends, so we can continue our Krishna conscious life or spiritual life. However, there is a dangerous fear, that there's a fear of a danger there. The danger is, like Yashoda Priya Mataji said, the fear of being born as an animal. How much can we control that we will be born as a human? What is the guarantee that we have that we born as human in the next birth? If you're born as human, then you can ask the question, who am I? Why am I suffering? Who is God? But if you're born as animal, what's going to happen? Okay, you will be stuck in the autopilot evolution mode, whereby, remember the picture of the fly on the tongue of a frog. When the fly dies in the mouth of the frog, the last thing is going to be on his mind is the frog. So he's going to take the birth of a frog. Let's say the frog is killed by a snake, then the frog is going to think about snake. So he's going to take the birth of snake. Now the snake will be killed by eagle, and the snake will be thinking about eagle. Then eagle will be dying. We don't know. We don't know how the cycle will go, topsy-turvy and everything. So it's very, very dangerous. That is the most dangerous type of fear, taking birth in animal kingdom. Okay, the danger of being born as human is one thing already. Being born as animal is the most dangerous thing here. Okay, we are seeing an elephant here. So if we have some advancement in this bhakti yoga or buddhi yoga, we will not go into animal species, and that is the guarantee that Krishna is giving here. Just a little bit. One time you attend Sunday feast, one time you chant Hare Krishna, one time you come and take prasada, one time you do service. Okay, and assuming that you're not going to engage in Krishna consciousness the rest of your life. So when you die and take birth again, that is where you're going to continue from. All right, and gradually you will have advancement in your life. But again, how much do you remember? Okay, I think I attended Sunday feast in my last birth, so this time I'm going to attend the second time. No, we don't have that kind of good memory power. We are not like Maharaja Bharat. So why are we taking the risk? We are not so sure what's going to happen to us in our next life. So why don't we make this life the best bet of our entire existence? All right, so that is why the urgency is now. The urgency is not 10 years later, after I retire, after all my children get married, after my grandchildren come. Never, never. This will never happen, because my father used to tell me that when I was so young, when I was still new. Oh, never mind, this time you do this. After I retire, I will do. After retire, now he's not well, all right? And then he's busy with a lot of other things, taking care of himself. So where there is time for spiritual life, there is no time for spiritual life. The time is now. You offer yourself to God when you are fresh. You don't offer a wilted or dry flower to the Lord or to anybody for that sake, right? You always want to give the fresh flower. So why do we wait until we are old and withered to offer ourselves to the Lord? All right, that time is now. So having said that, whatever it is Krishna's promising here, there is no loss or diminution. Okay, so of course I can bring in the three modes, the goodness, passion, ignorance. Let's say you are in passion. If you're in goodness, it's okay. If you have to understand to make the to utilize the advantage of being in the mode of goodness, then you want to go into transcendental mode. But if you're in passion, there is a tendency for you to fall into ignorance. Of course, there's a tendency to go into goodness if you consciously put effort. All right. If no, you will glide down to ignorance and then you'll go down to animal kingdom. So it's very dangerous. Life is like a tottering water on a lotus leaf. That's why they always say it's very dangerous position. So you have to position yourself pretty strongly, okay, in the mode of goodness and then advance to transcendental mode. Okay, is it very technical? I hope you all are still there. Okay, so the most dangerous sphere is to go into animal kingdom. We don't want to go there. Okay, so getting animal body is very difficult because it's very difficult to come out. Nobody's going to come and preach to you. Okay, so unless you're born in places like Vrindavan, Mayapur, or in some Goshala or near temple where you can hear some Harikatha, like how the Bharat deer was roaming around the ashram and was hearing the Harikatha. Yeah, but not everybody gets that chance, and we don't want to take that chance. Okay, we'll never know. Okay, so we'll go to the difference between material qualification and spiritual advancement. Okay, so who can decipher for me what does this slide showing? Material qualification does not continue in the next slide. It starts from 0. Okay, which means if you're a graduate now, you might have 3 PhDs. So when you die and you're reborn, you cannot say, hey, I finished 3 PhDs last birth. Okay, can I come and continue my 4th PhD? No, you still have to go to kindergarten. Okay, so that is a very simple example. However, spiritual realization, spiritual qualification continues in the next slide from where it was left. So this one I already explained to you. Okay. Why this slide is coming again? Okay, so before I go to give you an example of this one, right? How a person can have a life of a spiritual, how can a person who led a spiritual life be born as a devotee and can advance very fast? How is that possible? Do we have an example, Mataji? Can you show me an evidence? Okay, of course, this picture is also already an evidence. Okay. Okay, so I will move to the story about Yamunacharya. Do you all know Ramanujacharya? Who doesn't know who is Ramanujacharya? Please tell me now. Have you all anybody never heard Ramanujacharya? Okay, Saras Mataji, what you say something?
Yes. Yes, I've not heard.
Okay, who doesn't know?
Me.
Roja Mataji, you don't know? Okay, who else? Param Prabhu, you don't know? Okay. Siapa lagi? Tak tahu Ramanujacharya?
I do not too.
Pasagi Mataji, you don't know? Okay.
I don't know in detail, Mataji. I do not know in detail.
Ah, no problem. Okay. So, how many sampradayas we have?
4.
4 sampradaya. One sampradaya is what we are in, the ISKCON lineage, Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya. So our lineage coming from Lord Brahma, Narada Muni, okay, Vyasadev, Madhavacharya, Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada, ISKCON. Okay, so this is a lineage. I'm actually cutting short because it's very long. This is how we are connected to Parampara. Okay, we always must be connected to Parampara. So when you're initiated by a guru coming from the Parampara, then you have the connecting cable already. Okay, so your connection to Krishna is guaranteed. Okay, so that is one parampara. Number 2 parampara is Sri Vaishnavism. Sri Vaishnavism, okay, first one came from Lord Brahma. Sri Vaishnavism, Sri means, who is Sri? Tell me, what is Sri? We simply call Sri. I mean, we have a lot of Indian names, Sri. We are using Sri Devi, Sri Priya, Sri Yamanujacharya, Sri Ramanujacharya. All this Sri. What is that Sri? What does Sri means? Or what do you think Sri means? Sri means Lakshmi. Okay, Sri means goddess of fortune. So Sri Vaishnavism established by Lakshmi Devi. So the lineage that comes from Lakshmi Devi, there is a person called Yamunacharya, this person that we're going to talk about today. Yamunacharya disciples is Sri Ramanujacharya, and Sri Ramanujacharya is a very key person spread Vaishnavism in South India. If you have heard this term Divya Desam temples, okay, there are how many Divya Desam temples there are? Who has this knowledge? You can share. How many Divya Desam temples are there? No, no idea. What is this auspicious number? Which number we consider auspicious?
7.
No. How many beads are on our chanting beads?
108.
Yeah. So there are 108 Divya Desam temples. Divya Desam temples means we have saints like Goswamis, right? So in South India, there were 12 alvars, 12 saints. And these alvars, they have visited all these 108 temples and they have sang songs there. Okay, so they are very famous for that. So generally people want to cover this 108 Divya Desam, just like the Char Dham concept. Okay, so Sri Ramanujacharya, for your knowledge, is a very famous and key person who spread Vaishnavism in South India. If you go to Sri Rangam temple, the Ranganatha temple, you will have a place where they have kept Sri Ramanujacharya Samadhi on the ground, his original body, and he is not being preserved by any chemical. This one you can go tomorrow, you can go and Google and check it out. Okay, so that Samadhi is about 1,000 years old now, and periodically they will use some natural things like camphor, turmeric, some substances they use to preserve that body. So that is a real body. They have a big statue, and behind that is his real body. Yeah, people say you can even see the nails, but I have been there 3 times. I cannot zoom that much. Okay, so in that way, Sri Ramanujacharya is a very key person. Okay, and sometimes his appearances and disappearances are observed as festivals. Okay, so we have Sri Ramanujacharya and we have his guru Yamunacharya, and this is the example that we are going to talk about today. Okay, so if you all know, you want to know a bit more this Divya Desam, and then you have this 12 alvars. The only lady alvar, female alvar among these 12 is, who knows? Who is the only female alvar among these 12 alvars? Alvar means saints, huh? Saints. Very famous. She's very famous. Andal, yes, Sri Andal. Andal is Lakshmi Amsa. Okay, of course, she appeared from earth. Okay, and Periya Alvar found her. Okay, this is something like how King Janaka found Tulasi. King Janaka found Radharani. Okay, from the pond, right, lotus pond. So similarly, not actually similarly, Periya Alvar, he is actually serving in one Perumal temple in Sri Viliputtur, and he actually heard a baby crying, a sound of baby crying from because he's a devotee. Periya Alvar is the first Alvar. Okay, and he actually went around and checked in the Tulasi garden, there was a baby crying. So actually Andal came from the crack of the earth. Okay, and that is, her name is actually Kode. Andal is a title that Alvar gave her because Andal means conquer, rule, Andal, like that. So he will in one pastime he will say, oh, you have come to take us to the Lord. எங்கெல்லாம் ஆண்டு பகவானுக்கிட்ட கூட்டி போற மாதிரி, like that he will say that Andal. Okay, that is her title. Her actual name is Kode. Okay, that is the pastime, where she used the garland that she wore and to Perumal. Okay, so that's very famous stories. Okay, and if you want to hear about Andal's story, you can look up Vishakha Hari's classes on YouTube. Oh, so nice, so nice. You can listen to that again and again. Okay, so that's Periya Alvar, that's Andal, and we have so many other Alvars. Okay, so these Alvars, right, they sang songs, pasurams, we call it pasurams, hymns. And these pasurams was like scattered here and there. And this one Acharya, he came, his name is Nadamuni. He came and he collected all these pasurams and all came up to 4,000 pasurams, 4,000 Rankapa, 4,000 songs. Okay, 12 alvars and 4,000 songs. So they call it Nalayira Divya Prabandham, 4,000 Divya Prabandham. Okay, so now back to Yamunacharya. Yamunacharya or Alavandar, this is also a title given to him for some reason. Okay, Alavandar was a Vishittadvaita philosopher in Sri Rangam, Tamil Nadu, India. Ramanuja, okay, one of the leaders of the Sri Vaishnava school, is his disciple. Okay, so in that way, Ramanujacharya is very, very famous. So this is his guru. And he was born to in this era, and he's the grandson of the person I just spoke about, Nadamuni, who collected all the pasurams. Okay, he's the grandson of this person. Okay, yeah, it's mentioned here, famed yogi who collected the works of Tamil Alvars. So when Yamunacharya was young, Nadamuni was very much engaged in giving basic lessons to the grandson. So after he gave all the lessons to the grandson, making him a wonderful devotee, he took up a sannyas order of life. So that means he took renunciation. Okay, and he wanted to go around and preach the glories of the Lord. Okay, so let's move on. All right, when Yamunacharya was a little boy, he was trained to be a good devotee by his grandfather, Nadamuni. Okay, I want somebody to read this. This is where the story starts. Okay, can somebody read? I will explain what is not here. Come quickly.
Can I read, Mataji?
Okay, Mataji.
Once an arrogant Vidwan by name.
Vidwan?
Oh, Vidwan by name. Akkayalvan was challenging and humiliating learned men. Yamuna, as a 16-year-old boy, accepted the challenge and went to the court to argue with him. The queen was so impressed with the boy that she told the king and persuaded him to give away half the kingdom if he won in the debate, and offered herself to be thrown to wild dogs if the boy failed.
Thank you, Mataji. So long ago, there were no YouTubes, Netflix, what else? Astro, ESPN. They don't have all this entertainment. So those days, the entertainment for them is one jnani debate with another jnani. This is what they've been doing. If you see all the old movies, right? This is what they do. Oh, there is a great poet here, and we have a great poet. Okay, so the king those days, they will call, okay, you come, okay, debate, I want to see. Then and that's where the king will say, Saryana poti, like that. So this is how they are amused or entertained. Okay, it's like an intellectual debate, okay, not cakap kosong, okay. All right, so this is intellectual activity they had those days. So it's very common for this kind of activities to happen. Okay, so this and when somebody is very good in it, and the person is not so wise, he will get arrogant. So when he gets arrogant, he will go and challenge people, come you fight with me, come you fight with me, come you fight with me. Okay, this happens in Mahaprabhu pastime also, like who's the person, Keshav Bharati, is it? Yeah, okay, something like that. So the king and queen got to know there is this arrogant Vidwan, and he was challenging and humiliating learned men. So it was a challenge for the king and queen, because the person is coming from elsewhere and coming and challenging her subjects, Rakyat, right? So they wouldn't like it, and she got to know that Yamunacharya or Yamunacharya, what's his? I think he had another name initially. Okay, so he called. So she recommended him to the king, and he said, ask this boy to go and debate with the guy. If he wins, you give him the half kingdom. If he doesn't win, you can feed me to the wild dogs. And from there, you can see how much confidence that she has on Yamunacharya. Okay, so So when the arrogant Vidwan came, and when Yamunacharya also there, they met, right? And he will ask Yamunacharya, Ala Vandara means, did you come to conquer me? Like that. You know this Tamil word, right? Ala Vandara means, did you come to conquer me? He challenged him like that. Has he come to rule me? Yeah, so this is the meaning. So later on, of course, obviously, Yamunacharya won. And because of the term that the guy used on Yamunacharya, the queen started calling him Alavandar. Alavandar. He came to save us. Okay, he came to rule us. He came to save us. Okay, so now what happens after the winning? The king gave half of the kingdom of his kingdom to Yamunacharya. So the legend has it that it's not a very big kingdom, so it's probably like a small village, not because this all happened during the Pandya Rajya, kingdom of Pandya, ruling of Pandya. So it should be rather a small village. So half of the kingdom was given to Yamunacharya. So when that happens, what will naturally happen to a person who gets new riches? Parang Prabhu, I want to catch you. Can what do you think will happen to Yamunacharya after getting half of the kingdom?
Did he accept?
Yeah, he accepted it. So what happens after that?
Maybe give to the people there.
Oh, very nice, Prabhu. There is a twist there. The twist is that, okay, first the king sent Akyalvan, the arrogant Vidwan, out of his kingdom and gave Yamuna half of his kingdom. So the queen started calling the boy Alavandar, one who came to save me. So Alavandar has become the king and could not attend to spiritual pursuits further. He became engaged in
became a king rather than Yamunacharya lah.
Yeah, okay, so he got rather diverted or distracted to this kind of the country's yes, correct, Prabhu, you're right, the administrative duties. So he started engaging in more material duties. Okay, so when you are king, you have ministers, you have servants. So you have all these things and you have to associate with all of it. He has to administer the various duties of the king. And when this all happen, you will get luxuries, opulence, and materialistic people around him. So he got so caught up and he got entrenched with all his responsibilities. He actually completely forgot, okay, resulting in him completely forgetting his devotion to the Supreme Lord. Okay, and all of his conclusions and teaching of the scriptures just washed away by his environment and association. That is why it is important for us to choose our friends, because that is the power of material association. Okay, so a little insert here. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this. Please read, somebody. Come.
Okay, I'll read.
Yes, Prabhu.
Anyone who wants to cross this ocean of material birth and death, know what to associate with people too much addicted to objects of sense is the worse than drinking poison willingly. So Yamuna became infatuated and he became completely materialistic king, became completely attached to sense gratification. But at one time he was sincere devotee. At one time he was a sincere devotee. What is important is that he was a sincere devotee.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So this is the point. So this is the situation. Okay, and this is the influence of the material association. What has it done to Yamunacharya? But Mahaprabhu says that, of course, the association is very important. However, if a person has been a sincere devotee, then it's not the same case as the rest of the people. Okay, being a sincere devotee for a moment or two, it makes a lot of difference. How Krishna works that out. Okay, Now let's go back to Nada Muni, the grandfather. He is now very old. He is about to die. Okay, so what happens? What did he do? Vasugi Mataji.
Hello?
Yes, Mataji, can read.
When Nath Muni was on his deathbed, he called upon one of his intimate disciples, Ram Mishra, and told him Yamuna was a good devotee, but he is fallen down. Now he is attached to all material life. I'm old. I can do nothing to save him. So I'm giving you this as my last instruction before I leave this world. Somehow or other, please rescue my grandson from materialistic life.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So this is how Krishna works. If you have sincerely and honestly chanted the holy name and engaged in devotional service, then Krishna will never ever let you go. He may seem like allowing us to go for a while, but he will always put in some arrangements to reclaim our soul. So in this case, for Yamunacharya, it is happening through the grandfather Nada Muni. So Nada Muni appointed his disciple Ram Mishra go and bring him back. So Ram Mishra had to plan because Yamunacharya is a king. You can't simply go and sit and say, hey, come, let's have a talk. No, you can't do that. So he had this plan. Can we have somebody to read? Anyone who would like to read some service for today? Okay.
Yes, I can read. Yes, I can.
Okay, who wants to read? Okay, Saras Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Your background is a little loud, Mataji. Are you? I'm afraid that we can't hear you. You read. Mataji, can you read?
Okay.
Yes, I can read.
Yes. Okay, Sarus Mataji. Okay, read Mataji.
Rama Mishra caught Yamunacharya's attention. Rama Mishra, Manakal Nambi, was trying to catch Yamunacharya's attention to fulfill his promise to his guru to install Alavandar as the spiritual successor to Nada Muni. But he could, my screen is, but he could not meet Alavandar being a king now to discuss the matter. He came out with an idea. He came to know that the king relishes tudu vadai kire, kind of spinach. He supplied the spinach to the royal kitchen daily.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So there was an assignment Nada Muni gave to Ram Mishra because he has to install because Nada Muni is leaving the world, right? Yeah, he's leaving the world, so he needs a successor. So he needs Yamunacharya to be the successor for Nada Muni. Okay, so now what happens is that because now Alavandar or Yamunacharya was a king, so it's difficult to meet him. Okay, so he came with an idea. He knows that Alavandar or Yamunacharya likes this Tuduvalakire, and he was supplying the spinach. Okay, and Yamunacharya began to grow fond of this kire. Okay, he likes it. Hold on. Oh, I think I'm missing some stories here. So this is how he planned this to catch the attention of the Yamunacharya. So what happens is that as he was supplying this spinach every day, right? One day suddenly he stopped it. He stopped supplying the kire. So the one day the king asked the cook to cook the spinach, but the cook said, today the supply didn't come. Okay, so what happens? Who is the supplier? Call him in. Okay, I'll go and call him. So the cook looked for Rama Mishra and said, the king wants to see you to ask why you have stopped the supply of spinach. So that is how Rama Mishra managed to get an appointment to meet Yamunacharya. Okay, so they met. And when they met, Rama Mishra able to tell Alavanda that his grandfather Nada Muni had passed some family wealth to be passed to you. Okay, like okay, I've got a Surat Wasya, I've got some estate to pass to you. So Yamunacharya say, okay, give it to me, like that. Then Rama Misra say, no, it's not here, you have to come with me. So he brought Yamunacharya all the way to the Sri Rangam temple. Okay, and when he went there, he showed Yamunacharya the beautiful deity of Sri Ranganatha. The moment Yamunacharya, okay, this is all due to the sincere devotional services that Yamunacharya had been doing in his life prior to become the king. Okay, with that blessings and the benefit, the advantage, he was able to glorify the Lord immediately this way. Okay, can we have somebody to read this beautiful glorification? Who can read this? Some Tamil words is there as well, are there as well. Kanti Mataji, you can read?
I'll try, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji.
No, it's not here. Come with me. He took him all the way to Sri Rangam Koil. Arada Arula Mudam Podinda Koil. He showed Alavandar the Divya Mangala Vigraham of Sri Ranganathan. Looking at the Lord in such divine splendor, the divine beauty, and looking with tears rolling down his cheeks at those Kariyavagi Pudai Parandu Milirந்த Severiyodia Neenda Apperia Vaya Kangal, those dark, well spread, shining, ruddy lined, long, large eyes.
Okay, one more, Mataji. Here.
I have nothing to give you, none at all. I have no qualifications. I'm not religious. What a great person in my grandfather was. What a great person my grandfather was. What am I? What am I if I have no one but you, the embodiment of mercy, compassion, as my refuge? He performed Saranagadi at the lotus feet of Lord Ranganathan.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Okay, so the moment, okay, this is how when we go and stand in front of a deity, we do not start pray, oh God, me this, oh God, give me this, God, give me that. No, the first thing that we should do, actually prayers can be split into 4. First, you have to glorify the Lord. In order to glorify the Lord, you need to be familiar with some songs written or sung by acharyas. Okay, so this is why the songs left by acharyas are very important for us to practice to read. You know why we do archana in temple? I really wanted to share this one. Why do we do archana? Why do you pay for the pujari to do archana for you? We don't have that in ISKCON, but we have in normal temples. Okay, even is Vishnu temple or any Deva's temple, we have this practice of doing archana. Who can share why we do archana? Why we give money and ask them to do archana for us? Why are we paying?
To get the blessing.
Okay, so you can only get blessing if you pay?
Pay is for the material they use.
Okay. But two banana, vettala, paku, tenga. Why 20 ringgit, Prabhu?
It's 3 to 5 ringgit.
So how? Profit margin very high, low. Okay. The reason why the
archana goes to Acharya's pay.
Okay, very good, Prabhu. Okay, so there are few reasons why we give money for them to do the archana. Okay, number one. Yeah. Number one. Okay, number one. Sometimes you have $1 archana. Let's talk about this $1, 2 ringgit archana. Okay, so this archana is because the pujaris, the priests, have dedicated their life in reading and practicing and training themselves to recite slokas, Sanskrit slokas. So if you go to South Indian temple, they do archana in Tamil. They use Tirupavai, especially. I mean, I'm talking about Perumal temple. They use Tirupavai. Tirupavai is spoken by Andal. So they use this kind of Nalayira Divya Prabandham, the prasurams from the Divya Prabandham to glorify the Lord. They didn't use Sanskrit. Okay, and you might not be able to understand the Tamil right away because it's ancient, but you can Google. Okay, now. So these pujaris, the priests, they are very well trained in doing these recitations. So we are not trained. So this is why one reason we give them money, okay, a payment like a dakshina, so that they can glorify the Lord and we can hear with our ears. Sravanam, kirtanam. Okay, we are doing sravanam, the priests are doing kirtanam. So benefiting. Okay, other than that, the temple needs maintenance and you give money for that as well. Okay, so this is the reason why we are paying the pujaris to do the archana. Okay, if you find that archana is become ridiculously pricey, then what you can do? We can learn the song and we can glorify the Lord with our own mouth, right? Yeah, and if you don't know the meaning, then you can Google it out. Now everything is so easy. Okay, you can Google it out, you understand the meaning, and when you sing, you know the meaning, you relish it. And you melt more when you do that. So after this, when you go, you learn something and then you go. If you don't know any, like for example, okay, let's say you go into any Deva temple, like a Ganesha temple. So you can sing some simple Devaram song. So you practice like that. Okay. So since small, I was into Devara, so it was not very difficult for me to go stand there and sing and then come. That's what I've been doing. It's hardly I ask anything. So it has to be trained like that. Oh, idu kudunga, adu kudunga. We don't ask that. We don't want to train ourselves like that. So we have problem giving the archana. You do the glorification. You bring the fruits. You bring the flowers. So you don't have to pay. Just put some money in the undial for the temple maintenance to whatever capacity that you can. Okay, so like that, and because this person, right, the Saint Yamunacharya, he has been trained, so it was so quickly he can come up with nice, beautiful words. Okay, Kariyavagi Purai Panarndu Parandu Milirnda Severiodi Neenda Apperia Vaya Kangal. Those dark, well spread, shining, ruddy line, long, large. I see how beautifully he described just the eyes alone, how many words he used. Okay, so try to spend some time reading up Vaishnava songs, any songs. Okay, you practice and memorize it. You know, sometimes I actually open my phone in front of any Perumal temple. Right? I sing from there, and the pujaris, they actually they're very happy when they see you doing that. Okay, so it's more meaningful when you do that. So don't worry if you're holding the phone or book. So what? You're glorifying the Lord. Okay, so don't be shy. Okay, and he continuously shows his appreciation towards his grandfather. Okay, of course. Okay, remember the 4 parts of a prayer. First, glorification of the Lord. Second, to show that how fallen we are, how bad our position is. Number 3, you see, thank you for the Lord to showing us the mercy. Okay, number 4, finally, you can submit any requests or prayers. Okay, so, and that should be actually spiritual, not material. So these are the 4 aspects of a prayer. If you go in front of a deity and you don't know what to pray, sometimes you just like dumbstruck like that, don't know what to say, right? So you start just glorify something, right? Just glorify something, and it's good to use the verses or words that been given by Acharya, and then you say how fallen you are, how unfortunate situation you are, stuck in this material world. Number 3, no matter how fallen you are, you always send people to come and uplift me. You always give me service. Okay, you never think that I am so dirty or fallen or sinful. You never show me discrimination. So thank you for that. You can thank that way. Finally, you say prayers. Okay, please continuously engage me in your devotional service. Okay, give me facilities for my spiritual service. Remove obstacles for me to advance in spiritual path. So like this, you train like this, your prayers will be nice. When you go in front of any deities, you can do it. Okay, so sometimes when you're very, very upset, when your heart is feeling heavy, you don't feel like singing or anything, Prabhupada gave this one. You just sit there and just admire the beauty of the deity. From the feet, slowly you go to the head. Okay, so you can do that also when you don't feel like doing anything. Okay, otherwise we'll try our best to glorify the Lord. Okay, so finally he surrendered to the Lord in this way. Okay, so thanks to Rama Misra and following the instruction of Narada Muni. Okay, now we have Narada Muni saying something. You have nothing to lose. This is in Bhagavatam. Okay, can we have somebody to read this, please?
I'll read, Mataji.
Okay, Saraswati.
You have nothing to lose. In the immature stage, due to some sentiments or whatever, you may come to Krishna consciousness without a real philosophical understanding of life. You may fall astray. But you have lost nothing. You gain everything. But a materialist, even fully engaged in his occupational duties, he does not gain anything. SB 1.5.17, one who has forsaken his material occupations to engage in the devotional service of the Lord may sometimes fall down while in an immature stage. Yet there is no danger of being unsuccessful. On the other hand, a non-devotee, though fully engaged in occupational duties, does not gain anything.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So that is the difference between those who are engaged when their consciousness is materially engaged in their duties. Okay, so they do not gain anything, because end of the day everything will go away. Okay, compared to those who are carrying out material occupations, but with the remembrance of the Lord, they are performing devotional service. Okay, and there is no loss in that. There is no danger of he's in that path where even if he's become unsuccessful or he couldn't carry out devotional services perfectly, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we have this extract from, I think, from Bible. Do not accumulate for yourselves treasures on earth. So this to show similarities of this concept in all religion. Okay, where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal. So don't accumulate this kind of wealth, but accumulate for yourselves treasures in heaven. Of course, we don't have that concept. We call a spiritual world. Okay, for us, heaven is also material world, where moth and rust do not destroy and thieves do not break in and steal. So we have to replace this heaven to spiritual world, because we already learned the Ferris wheel, right? So even if you go to heaven, you have to come down. Okay, so we have Radhanath Maharaj saying something. Can we have somebody to read, please?
I read, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
So we should not hesitate. We should not hesitate bringing others to Krishna consciousness. Sometimes we have friends, relatives, and we think, oh, this person, what if the person doesn't make it in Krishna consciousness? I don't want to disturb his or her material life, so I will not preach to them. I will not bring them to the temple. Do not treat them like this. Narada Muni is telling, even if they are perfectly successful in their material occupation, they gain nothing except karma and bondage. Whatever way you can bring a person to Krishna consciousness, however far you can bring a person to Krishna consciousness, it is the glory of that person's life. It is never lost. Don't hesitate to bring others to Krishna by Radhanath Swami.
Right. Thank you, Mataji. So this is the importance of sharing this knowledge to people. So a lot of time we think that, okay, he's enjoying, he's not going to listen to me. We always do that. Okay, so we don't have to do big things. We can do small things like giving them prasadam, invite them for festival, come and cut some vegetable, come and pack some prasadam, come do Damodara, right? You can do like that, small things. It will have a snowball effect, trust me. Okay, a lot of people have a change of heart just by doing Damodara. Okay, so do not glorify somebody who is materially opulent or wealthy, because you never know when it will be taken away. Okay, so we have this knowledge now, so you want to give them something that will last forever. So do it tactfully. Okay, do it with love and care, and you will be successful. Okay. All right, so remember the part that I say, if a person has been practicing Krishna consciousness or spiritual life entire life, and he's not perfected his life, and he's born again as in a devotee family, and this is one such baby. Okay.
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानंद बताओ नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानंद रूपम लसत्कुंडलं गोकुले भ्राज मानम यशोदाभियोलुखलाब्धा वमानम परमृष्टमत्यंत तो द्रुते गोप्या रुदन्तमो हुर्नेत्र युग्मं व्रजन्तं करं भोज युग्मेन शातंक नेत्रम मुहुश्वास कंपात्रिरेखांक कंठम स्थितग्रैव दामोदरं भक्ति बद्धम इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानंद कुंडे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्ते माख्या पयन्तं तदीयेषु तग्नेषु भक्तेर जितत्वम जितत्वम होता है, जित्यम नहीं होता है। पुनः प्रेम तस्तम शतावृत्ति.
Oh, okay. So basically, this is Damodara Astakam, and the baby is finishing all the mother's line, the last word. So all the words that the baby said, it's we would say 80% perfect because of the pronunciation, but he's getting the words there. Okay, so means these kind of babies, they are easily trained because they have the impressions of last life. Now, what will happen if you are practicing now but unable to remember Krishna at the time of death? We all have this fear. Okay, we all have this fear. Okay, so let's see what Krishna says, and then later I will tell what Sri Ramanujacharya said. Can we have somebody to read this, please? Anyone there?
Okay, Mataji, I can read.
Okay.
The unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. Or if unsuccessful after long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom. Certainly, such a birth is rare in this world.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So this is for any yogis, Ashtanga yogis or Bhakti yogis. This can be applicable for anyone. Okay, so if you have less years, you will be born in a rich people family or righteous people family. Okay, people with good values, good culture, and so on. Okay, if you have fallen after a long terms of practice, then you'll be born in a devotee's family. You will be able to start your Bhakti yoga immediately. Okay, like the baby just now, she's got a devotee mother. So we don't have to worry about that we all are very fortunate that we are sitting here and listening to Gita Gyan. So that means you all have practiced yoga for a long term previously. Okay, this is the conclusion. The conclusion here is to understand the difference between material and spiritual endeavor, which will be lost, which will not be lost. And we concluded that Bhakti is eternal and there is no loss or diminution. Okay, whatever advancement that you have achieved in this life, if at all you're going to take another birth, then that is where you're going to continue from. You're not going to start all over again. No loss in this endeavor, whereas material endeavors are always temporary. So do you think you have accumulated any spiritual credit? If yes, how are you planning to increase whatever you already have? If no, how are you planning to accumulate it? Please share your thoughts with us. Maybe we can have one person to share. What do you think about the spiritual credit that you have accumulated? Or you have not accumulated, if you think so? From this class, what are you like bringing back home? What point are you bringing back home? Can I call someone? Yamuna Mataji, are you free to speak? I have not heard from you today. Or maybe you're busy. Who else can speak? Okay. Come on.
Okay, I'll speak.
Yes, Prabhu, please.
Do you think you have accumulated any spiritual credit? Maybe a little.
Congratulations, Prabhu.
If yes, how you are going to planning to increase? No plans to do that yet. We
The plan
just
is to have a plan.
go as the wave takes us, so to speak.
Okay, so now your plan is to plan for
we
that.
need to
Right.
plan it how to go
Yes.
from here.
Yeah, you can plan it, Prabhu. Maybe you include a bit more, like like
Add
I
more
think yes, Prabhu. Like if you've been chanting, then you can chant more. If you've not been offering, then you can start offering. Or if you've been coming to temple once in few months, then you can make it once in a month, like that. So thank you for coming that day, Prabhu. You came to cut for the vegetable cutting, right?
Timing.
Oh, for the Sunday. I sent
Ah,
to you, right, Prabhu? I sent to you.
no, he didn't send me. I asked for the Saturday as well.
Yeah, I sent.
No,
I
no,
sent. Remember, I
vegetable
deleted and then.
cutting, you didn't send. You sent only the ceremonial.
Yeah, it's
timing.
about the same time. You see, Prabhu, I think okay, never mind, I will. It's about the same time. The cutting will be going on, and the program also will be on. So.
But the day I see they didn't put a tent, right? They gave the food at the
Yeah.
temple
Yes,
area.
because it's a normal Sunday feast. They won't have all the big tents. It's only for festivals.
Oh, I see.
Okay. So you came, Prabhu? No, you didn't come. You were there,
Saturday
right?
I came.
You
Sunday
came.
no.
Okay, no problem. Sunday I was in the temple, but I was in the deity kitchen, so I think I wouldn't be able to see you also.
Okay.
Okay, so let's hope to meet again, Prabhu, if you're free this
Sure.
Sunday. So we can you can come for the arti about 7:30. After the arti, Prabhupada Guru Puja, immediately you can go to the big kitchen and you can start cutting if you want to, or if you want to sit in the class, it's also okay. It's up to you.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you, Prabhu. So basically, we want to think and identify the activities that can make us remember Krishna throughout the day. So a simple example is offering of bhoga. So this is our goal, okay? So I'm going to skip to, I think it's 9:40 already. I will share this video in our group and I will share this PDF, okay? So this Prabhupada, I don't know how long is that. Okay, I will share this video in the class, in the WhatsApp group. So sorry for overshooting, but 10 minutes. So I think you all must be tired because it's Ekadasi. Okay, so how is it going for those who are fasting? Are you all okay? Who's fasting today?
I am.
Oh, what did you make today?
Today, Ekadasi.
Yeah, yes.
Ekadasi, yeah, we all fast.
Okay, Sarasmataji, what did you make today? Or you're able to go without eating?
Yes, able to go without eating.
Very good, Mataji. Okay, so that's all. Thank you so much, everyone. We will see you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, my Prabhu. We will see again 2 weeks later. Okay, so
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.